Hi. Only about 8% of people who have set a goal actually achieve what they are after in the long term. I've learned a few tips and tricks that have helped me achieve some of the goals that I've set. First, one of the principles I've learned is using the term SMART. This is making your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, and time restrained. Now, why am I out here, you wonder? Well, this is one of my goals. I've been trying to get out and going for walks with my family and my kids. I try to do this 3 times a week. Now, is this an achievable one? Yeah, but this is something that this principle can explain quite clearly. Right, let's go specific. My specific goal is to walk 3 times a week with my kids. Right, that is very clear. No room for error. I'm not going to go, all right, well, this week I'm going to go once, next week I'm going to go twice, the week after I might go 4 times. No, I'm going to set 3 times a week where I'm going to go. Very specific. Make sure you know clearly what your goal is going to be. Measurable. How are you going to measure the achievement of this goal? Simple. 3 times a week. Can you do 3 times a week? Yes. That is very clear. Did I do it or did I not? Now, achievable. Is this achievable? I don't know anybody who can't find 30 minutes of their day, whether it be in the morning, whether it be at the end, or whether it be at a lunch break. Finding that 30 minutes, for me, is easy. Generally I tend to do it on after dinners, but we've got school holidays right now, so we've got the middle of the day. Now, how is this relatable? This goal is tied into many goals of mine. I'm actually trying to lose the weight, I'm trying to get fitter, and I'm trying to find ways to connect with my family a lot more. I don't know how going for a 30-minute walk doesn't meet all of these. That makes this very relatable to my overall aims for my life. Time restraint. Well, first of all, you can set yourself time restraints by eliminating the time you're going to do it, but this is more specifically in how long you're going to take to make this happen. For me, I started off setting it as for a month. See if we can make this into something regular. So for a month, I was going to do this. Whether or not we continued after was a different story. But for that month, I was going to make this happen. And it did. And we have continued this on ever since that. Now, that is SMART in its basic principle. And it can apply to almost any goal that you want to set. Now, is this perfect? No. But it does improve your odds by about 50% according to some studies. Now, 50% odds of meeting your goal when only about 8% of people actually achieve them? That's pretty good odds in my book. But is that the only way that you're going to improve your odds of actually achieving what you set out to do? No. Believe it or not, writing stuff down is another amazing way to help you achieve your goals. If you physically write it down, you are putting it into a world in a way that is undeniable. It's not an idea, it's not something you've told somebody, it's not a concept that's just floating around in the air. It is physically down there. I suggest buying a book, a journal, something you can write in, keeping an idea of a track of your goals, finding a way to actually note when you do and do not succeed. Now, I do this. I keep a day planner of what I'm going to do. On days where I've got my goals set for, I have that. I have it written down. Go for a walk with kids. Pretty clear, pretty simple, undeniable of what you're going to do. Now, let's say, for example, your goal is to run a 5K. Why am I using 5K as an example? Well, that's because it's actually a goal of mine that I want to do. It is not a goal that I have yet started. I've jotted it down as an idea, but it's only been an idea. But how do you make that a reality? First of all, you have to break it down. And believe me, to do that, you got to go backwards. Backwards? Well, that's simple. Start with your goal. I want to run a 5K. How do you do that? Simple. You run a 5K. Voila. Done. No, not quite. So, Instead of saying, I'm going to do it, I've got to figure out what I need to do. I need to know, when am I going to do this? So my goal now becomes, I'm going to run a 5K in 4 months. Awesome. How am I going to do it? Well, I'm going to learn to run 5Ks. How do you do that? Over the next 4 months, I'm going to be training. I'm going to be intervally increasing the amount I can run until I can hit 5Ks. Awesome. So, do I do it now? Well, that depends. Do you have what you feel like you need? Some people don't have an outfit that they can go for a 5K run in. So they might want to get some comfortable shorts, a comfortable shirt. They might need some shoes that actually are better suited for the idea of running longer distances. Now, that would be your next step. That'd be your real starting point. Figuring out, when can you do this? And my advice is, never sit on it. Never go, well, today's Thursday. I can go get this stuff on Monday. If you want to do it, you're going to make time to do it. Your first day's training is going to be, go get that stuff. That's going to be today. At worst, that's going to be tomorrow. So long as you can actually afford to do so. Please don't put yourself into a financial hardship just to make a goal happen. But your first goal is to get what you need. Now, once you do that, that's when you can start your running, your training, your increasing, until the point where you're at 5Ks. If you've given yourself 4 months to make it, you probably want to be trying to get to your 5K mark by about 3 months, maybe just after. But you want to have a couple of weeks where you can consistently achieve a 5K. Now, after that, it comes down to running your 5K. If you've got a time goal, usually that means there's an event. That event is your real goal. That event is what you've been training for. Now, whether or not every step gets there, that's going to be up to you. But you are going to be able to achieve that following these. Writing a goal will give you, on average, around 64% chance of increasing your odds. Following the SMART principles will give you, on average, about 46%. Now, other than that, there is one more trick that I have that I want to share with you. A thing called habit stacking. Now, habit stacking is effectively taking something you do and adding something to it. For example, I get up in the morning, I have a coffee, and then I kind of sit around and I generally read a book. For me, adding the book was my habit stacking. But in this instance, you might say, I'm going to have my coffee, I'm going to get dressed, and then I'm going to go for a run. This will help you get into the habit and the ability to constantly be able to do something. Habit stacking is one of the greatest abilities to actually create an ongoing effect. If you can introduce this into it, you can sometimes improve your quality of achieving habits and goals by about 84%. So, following SMART, writing your goals down, these two things are actually very easily done together. And habit stacking, finding something you do that you can pair another habit with, progressively giving yourself structure and giving yourself consistency with what you do will help you achieve your goals beyond anything else I can suggest. Now, if seeing me run a 5K is something you're actually interested in, like, subscribe, comment down below, and maybe I will make that a future goal of mine. And maybe I'll be able to share that with you guys. Well, for now, this is me signing off. Have a great day.